I'm so cold. Hell doesn't even seem that bad.
But there's a part, if you're in the religious beliefs of the Muslims, there's a part of
Mhm.
hell that's frozen over.
Oh no. Gotta put my burqa on.
What?
No.
No. Should we record?
Let's record.
This is gonna be a great start because we're freshly out of it, out of
Uh-huh.
the thing that we're gonna talk about, and we're just like,
And anyway, how was your week? Ah.
we'll cry more later.
Uh-huh. So, there's a thing that people say.
Selma, tell me now,
Well,
please. What things do people say?
they say that
They say
they
the price of your love is not
not
the
the price.
you're
Okay.
willing
Don't
to
start it. I'll
pay.
finish it. It's not gonna be fun for anybody. Except for me. So they say a thing that when you happen to step on a crack, you just like break your mom's back. Yeah.
Well, the people, the places, the things, everything we
Yeah.
talk about
Uh-huh.
is so mother
So mother.
that we skip those cracks.
We skip those cracks.
We so skip those cracks. We
Like,
skip those cracks like my legs are amazing.
in fact, we go out in the streets and we fix those cracks so other people don't step
we
on them.
got permission from the government
Mhm.
to fix those
Yeah.
cracks.
Yeah. Because God forbid someone else, and then what happens?
Yeah.
You
How's
know.
your week?
My week.
Was it a just wait that it's over?
I didn't mind working this week. It was one of those where I was like, okay, I'm going to work. That was fun.
Okay.
Um,
I had like a okay week. Like sure,
Yeah.
it was a week playing a lot of video games, and I started Jedi Fallen Order. Let me tell you about that.
Tell me.
I I'm an okay Star Wars guy. I flirt with Star Wars. I say hi to
Yeah.
Star Wars. I watched all the movies. I have to watch Andor. I have a controversial opinion that Rogue One is the best one. You know, there's
Yeah, there are
even in
things.
the most popular of spheres, I'm still
Mhm.
a contrarian.
Yes.
Um, but I forgot to close the whatever. If it goes for it, we're here.
Mm.
Um, no, but I love Star Wars. I love all the original ones. I love the prequels. I love the first of the sequels because I thought they'll turn out gay,
That's it.
but they don't.
Oh man.
It's genuinely one of those like their chemistry was so palpable
Right.
that I genuinely was like,
They're gonna do
oh,
it.
they're going through with this.
Yeah.
There's a scene in the seventh Star Wars movie
Mm-hmm.
where the guy like get like a stormtrooper doesn't want to be a stormtrooper anymore, so he gets saved by uh Poe Dameron, and Poe is played by Hot Daddy, who's friends with Pedro Pascal, Oscar
Okay.
Isaac.
Okay.
And at one point, he thinks that Poe Dameron died, but then they reunite,
Uh-huh.
and he's like, "That's my jacket," and he go, "Oh, because he took it all like while he was trying to save him." He's like, "No, keep it. It suits you." Bites his lip, and then like gives him like a fit. Like they hug first, very like
Mm.
it's you know.
It's
Anyway,
porn.
I started playing Jedi Fallen Order, and I'm captivated by the universe, but I'm still like not ready to fully go into it yet because I'm finishing some other games. I'm
Yeah.
gaming a lot. I got my
Yeah.
PS5.
You're in it.
I'm in it. I'm
Mhm.
in it to win it.
Absolutely, girl. Get
Yeah.
it.
There's a
Uh,
lot of birthdays by the end of February. Like there, almost was yesterday. Honest's was like on the 18th, right?
yeah.
And then like my sister's friend's brother, who like
Mhm.
I'm good with,
Yeah.
it was also his birthday. So I was like, "Oh, you have the same birthday as my best friend. Happy birthday!" And then we added each other on like PSN Plus, and the whole day we were just like, "Oh, you're also playing Tomb Raider."
Fun.
Nadim's birthday is like the last day of February. He was like close to being actually no, because a lot of people who are like the last day of February, they're like, I almost was like a leap year
Uh-huh.
baby.
Yeah.
Unless you were born on a leap year, you almost weren't.
Yeah.
You were
Exactly.
3 years away
You're
from
exactly.
being
You're
leap.
further away than I was if I was born in
Yeah,
September on a leap year.
in February.
Yeah, but
Oh, you were
I was
okay.
closer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you reverse September
Mhm.
on a leap year, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I wouldn't like to be a leap year baby. I feel like it just gives way for parents to like not throw your birthday.
Yeah. But it is kind of cool, you know. I
I
feel like it
don't.
would be one of those like
I'm not if I met a person like that, I'd be like, "How wonderful for you! How wonderful for
for you.
you!" White Lotus started. We gotta watch the second season together because I think you started on the first one. That's my favorite one because nothing happens.
Yeah.
I'm very aware that it's nothing happens.
Mhm.
That people like the second season for the drama and the conflama, and it's a lot of things like it's about like people just hating each other.
Yeah.
That's the whole like White Lotus, and then we'll watch the second season because Aubrey Plaza's in it,
Yeah.
and but you'll love it because there's a receptionist
Oh, fun.
and she's in the first one the receptionist is like angry queer guy, and the second one is this just woman who just doesn't know, and at one point she like flirts with this girl, but she's so awkward and shy about it, but she's like an adult,
Yeah.
and she's also like I got everything together, but then women, it's fair. And then of course you have Jennifer Coolidge,
Which
who
oh yeah.
guess who I am, Peppa Pig. No, Monica Vitti. Monica Vitti is dead. And that's the girl who says Monica Vitti is dead is the receptionist. I love her. Um, but no, it's a very I kind of think that it's a nothing show. I think it's just pretty, and then
Yeah.
people are fighting with each other, and there's drama, and it's very like Big Little Lies, but not enough.
Yeah.
Like there's not a death to it.
Yeah, there isn't a thing.
It's just exciting to watch. So I'm very excited about the third season because Parker Posey is playing in it.
Mm,
And I'm telling you, we gotta watch the first four Scream movies together. I
yeah.
showed you one. I didn't show you the second one, but we gotta watch the second one. That's the one where Jada Pinkett Smith dies at the beginning. That's my favorite opening because she's like this first Scream movie is coming out
Yeah.
called Stab,
Mhm.
and the second
Yeah.
Scream movie, and then everyone's like, it's like a Rocky Horror Picture experience. Everyone's getting masks as presents and
Mhm.
everything, and then she gets stabbed,
Mhm.
and everyone's like, and then she like screams
So yeah.
and dies, and people are like, "Oh shit, this is not publicity." And then Ghostface just walks away.
Love.
Yeah, and then oh my god, the best part of Scream 2, it's kind of the lamest one in the franchise, but I don't mind. It's Portia de Rossi. She appears for 2 or 3 scenes.
Yeah.
And she's like a pledge
Uh-huh.
for like a Kappa Beta Zeta.
Uh-huh.
It's like, hi pledge, hi Sydney. One eyebrow always on her forehead. Isn't this weird that all of this is happening because of you? I mean, not directly because of your actions, but like in a third degree of Kevin Bacon way. And then at one point they're at a party and she goes, "I no, I genuinely mean that. Hi." Funniest thing of all time. Anyways, but Scream 3 is my favorite one after 1.
Yeah.
Actually, no, 4 and 3 are fighting for a spot.
Mm.
4 has the best calls. Like the best
Yeah.
Ghostface, like I'm in the closet, and then she opens the closet door, and I never said I was in your closet, and then their neighbor's getting attacked. Oh, fucking bitch! It's very like Ghostface is the most coy and playful,
Yeah.
but the third one, oh my god, it's post 9/11,
Uh-huh.
so violence in media is a big concern. Scripts kept leaking.
Mm.
So they had to like figure out a way to do it. It's set in Hollywood. There's constantly they're talking about like the parties
Uh-huh.
that they went through, and like, but it's not like, oh my god, those parties. It's like,
Those parties.
yeah, those parties.
Yeah.
Like, ew. She never did anything that she didn't invite herself. Ooh, a lot of that.
Yeah.
But then you have Parker Posey, who's now playing in White Lotus season 3. She said hi, and I was like, give her the Grammy, give her the Emmy,
Everything.
give her the Emmy, give her the Emmy. She in Scream 3, she was like, oh, this is a lot of bullshit. Like this movie's gonna like it's going to hell in a handbasket. She plays the movie version of Gail Weathers of Courtney Cox.
Mm-hmm. Jesus.
She is. So the killings start happening. Like at first there's one, and then it's like, oh, but then another one dies.
Yeah.
And then another one, and she's like, they're realizing that it's another serial killing and shit like that. Dewey enters her house. She is like the whole time she's dressed up as Gail Weathers, and that's the first time she's like her hair's in space buns. She's like, I can handle fans. They want a picture. They want an autograph. They want a hug. But this do you see this? Holding a cigarette. I haven't done one of these in 3 years. And then she just jumps into the arms of her security guard, who's played by Joe Swanson.
Love Joe Swanson.
It's the best movie of all time. And then 4, four is a very good Scream movie. 3 is just a fun time.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I've been right. I feel myself going into JRPG rut. Those are games that are like 70, 80, 90, 100 hours.
Yeah.
It's just stories of like, it's Japanese role playing game, so it's a lot of like combat that's turn based and everything, and then the stories are all like, let's beat God with the power of friendship.
Love. Oh,
And every time I'm like, oh my God, powerful.
Yes.
Every time, like the main character at the end of the game,
It's a wonderful story about friendship.
It's a wonderful story about friendship and found family, and at the end of everyone, the main character sacrifices himself for the greater good, and I'm like, oh my God, he sacrificed himself for the greater good.
Never been done before.
Mom, get in here.
Mom, get in here.
And she's like, and she walks in, and she's like, did he sacrifice himself for the greater good?
Oh God.
But it was like I was just playing a lot of games. I finally went to the eye doctor to change the lenses on my glasses because they kept being smudged, and I was like, it's the thing of like when they're old, even when you clean them, they're still like it's hard to get off smudges, like not just the scratches. So, oh my God, I can't wait to get new glasses. Oh my God, Stella got her groove back.
Stella got her groove back, baby.
And then I'm gonna be able to game for 40 hours without having to get up and drink water, stare at the wall or something.
Imagine that.
But also I'm on the 5th season of Sex and the City. She broke it off with Aiden. Like the second time they got back together, she didn't cheat. I was really afraid that she's gonna cheat. But she came up to that bitch. She came up to Aiden, and Aiden said, like, yeah, it bothers me that he's still in your life.
Yeah.
And she said, but he is in my life. He's going to be in my life. And I was like, Aiden, run!
Scream.
And I, like, the episode I stopped at recently, it was like, she's releasing a book called Sex and the City. And a girl runs into her. She's like, oh, you're Carrie Bradshaw. Yeah, I know you from stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm Aiden's new girlfriend. And she goes like, and walks away. And Carrie, the whole episode, is like trying to prove that she's not that person. But my thing is,
you are
that person.
You
were that person. Like, there is a reason.
Yeah.
Why there's a.
Yeah.
Any hoozles.
I'm gonna rewatch Sex and the City too after I'm done with Will and Grace. But there's also How to Get Away with Murder got on Disney, and I want to watch that too. But How to Get Away with Murder is not a show you watch. Like, it's long episodes, so it has to be.
Oh no,
like I need.
I
need the time. But
this is like, sitcom. Yeah, I play my games and I play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Was like, like, how do you do it? And I go like, well, when the story in the game gets interesting, I tune out Sex and the City.
Yeah.
And she's like, what if they're both interesting? Whenever I tune back in, I go back to 20.
Yeah.
Like a few minutes that I missed. Sometimes the story gets like so good that I'm like, stop. I'm watching the game right now.
Watching the game.
But yeah, no, I'm giving those games a try that I don't really enjoy because there's a lot of like, PlayStation has one type of a game and it's like 3D open world. It's genuine, like everything, and there's a different story. And my thing is like, I'm a Nintendo kid. Yeah. I'm used to innovation. I'm used to like games changing. I'm used to like 30 different genres. Yeah. Here I'm just like, okay, I guess we have some light puzzle elements. Sure. Yeah. My favorite is you can turn off Lara in the third game. Like, she gives you subtle hints if you're. And you can turn it off in the third game. Amara had it on, and she explained it to me. And to this day, I love to imagine Amara at home. Because she would give you hints like, I need to connect those two things. And then I would be like, I know.
How?
I know. The question is how. Not what do I have? And I can just
the same thing happened to me at fucking...
the escape room.
Because they'd be like, you have to take these, they had like wires and you have to connect them. And it's like, you have to put them like this in this order. And I'm like, it's not working. Like, no. Like, yes, I understand. Wires, thing. Sure. How?
Oh, my thing is like, they should follow it and then like see what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you connected those wires successfully, but you need something else to do, like to for the wires to activate or
Yeah.
something like that.
I
There's
think they were just kind of faulty because I did it once and it didn't do it, and then I was like, "Oh, it's not it." And then I tried multiple different things, and then it just told me to do it again, and I did it again, and it worked. So I don't know. I think it was just like kind of flicker. I don't know
yellow
because
flicker beat.
it's weirdly like it's connected because like you put it and it's like magnets type thing,
Yeah,
and then it connects, and then it opens the door, so it has to be somehow like
yeah.
I don't know, man. It's magic. It's the
Gremlins.
gremlins do it.
Um,
That was so funny.
what else? My
I
parents are going to Prater this weekend. That's
that's
nice.
fun.
I've been listening to our podcast because I've uploaded like a few episodes. So I
Yeah, to
went
be
to like
like, hey,
there's some like that I didn't catch up to yet. So I was like, we're funny.
we're quite funny. Like,
Quite funny. Oh, the other day at work, I told you about that. I just want to remind myself that I can be this bitch. Like somebody just wanted to start an escalation, and then their father picked up, and she was like, "We don't want another repair." And I was like, "Sir, I'm starting a case for your daughter. Please give the phone back to your daughter." And he's like, "I don't care." And I'm like, "Sir, do you not want me to start the case? Give back the phone to your daughter."
give the
And
phone
then the daughter goes like, "Well, I'm
back.
impatient too." And I go like, "Do you want to hang up and for me not to start the case, or do you want me
Yeah,
to
like,
start the
what do you
case?
want to, what do you
In
want?
case, then give me the 10 to 50 to maybe even 20 minutes, depending on how hard this case is, to do this. Otherwise, you can hang up and I won't do this
And get
case." And
fucked.
she was like, "Okay." And I was like, "Thank you."
No, that's the worst part when I'm at work and I give people, okay, here are these two options you have, and they're like, I don't want to do either. Well, then get fucked.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah, in your
Change the way
situation,
the game is played? I don't know.
in your situation, I'd just be like, "Okay, you have the third option. Quit."
Kill yourself. Fucking stupid.
But yeah, no, I was a bad bitch at work. But hey, can't wait for the paycheck next week. Oh, next week, Thursday, we're going to Amira Medunyanin.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's gonna be your first Sevdah concert.
Yeah. I don't know how that's gonna go for me. I'm not a big girl on that, but I'm not like,
I think it's a thing of like when you see it live.
yeah. Okay.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
She has a beautiful voice.
She's really pretty.
Yeah, she's beautiful. She's and we're all buying Kiselak.
Yeah.
She had like a commercial in 2011
uh-huh.
of like promoting
Kiselak.
Kiselak. No, but it's
Weirdly,
one of
when I what's his name?
Radha Sherbet.
Uh-huh. Did it too. It's weird to think of him as like a Hollywood actor. Because I feel like I could just
My favorite thing is like
chill.
we were at we had a German camp,
Yeah.
like some Germans came over, and then we were like, meeting each other, and they were like, "Yeah, we got the chance to meet this Bosnian celebrity. I forgot his name." And I go like, "Rada Sherbet," and they go like, "Yeah,
The one. Uh-huh.
the one." It's not. I don't think like if you're a stranger, if you're not a Bosnian,
Yeah.
you don't want to meet. I mean, when he was alive, you don't want to meet. Um, Nadarevic, Mustafa
Mustafa
Nadarevic. You don't want to
Nadar.
meet
Yeah.
Mustafa Nadarevic because you're like, but like
Yeah, you don't.
Rada Sherbet, I feel like
Yeah, that's a big
sure.
one.
I know of Rada
Yeah.
Sherbet. Yeah.
We've been new. I talked to this girl, like kind of met through TikTok, because first I don't know how, but we ended up following each other.
Okay.
And first she was talking about Agatha all along, like making videos about it, and then I think she made a video of like I need someone to talk to about this. I'm like, hello.
Yeah.
And
Hi.
then she followed me. I followed her back. Then nothing. Radio silence, right? And then she makes another video about Emily Prentice from Criminal Minds. I'm like, oh my god. And then I comment like every time I see one of your videos, I feel like we're the same person because
Yeah.
hello. And then like month passes, and then she's like, hi, and I'm like, hi. And then we just kind of start talking. She's like, yeah, I was gonna like say hi to you like when you commented that, but like I get like awkward with these things, and I'm like, we're here now. And then we like chit chatted for
The
like
way
an
I'm
hour or so, and then
the way I can handle awkward people recently, people go like, "I'm shy, I'm awkward," and I go like, "I have 5 words for you. Shut your bitch ass."
it's like, what are you up to? She's like, oh, just off surgery, And I'm like, well, okay. It's weird for me to be like, what's wrong? Because like I don't know you. This is the second thing you told me, but it's also weird not to be like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
So I was like, well, not to pry, but like, what the fuck happened? Anyway, we chit chatted for about an hour, and then
What's the surgery?
I had something hernia. I don't know.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
when you lift heavy things.
yeah. Um, and that was about it. But it was fun.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
thing, I've met some people like on the line.
On the interwebs.
Usually it's men.
Yeah, for certain things.
Yeah. Um. But no, my thing is always like, so what do you know about? But okay, the war. Okay.
So like, no, because she was like, "Where are you from?" Like, from Bosnia. You probably didn't hear of it. And she's like, "Oh, I actually do know of it." I'm like, and I got like, I was like, I'm weirdly excited about this, like that you know of this place.
For me, it's always like, oh, the war.
Yeah.
Oh, the war. Oh, the war.
Oh, how the
Oh, the
wars.
war. Oh, you're that song that's referenced. You're the country that has Sarajevo. The song that's referenced in the song the Cranberries. And I'm
That
like,
way.
yeah, it's Sarajevo. Um,
Sure.
um, but no, I wanted to talk about something about like international affairs and shit like that. But I don't know. I'm just a girl.
Just a girl.
We're gonna watch Wicked today.
Yeah.
We've decided that.
it's, it's weird when it comes to musicals in general because I'm like, I've realized, like, it's watching Hamilton. Wicked is different because Wicked is like a thing, you know? But
Wicked
if you
is
turn
no,
on,
Wicked is weird because like one day I'll just walk and be like, "Goodness knows the wicked lies your love," and then some days I'll walk and she'll say "good news," and I'll
die.
stop.
Yeah.
I'll stop to like clutch my pearls.
Uh-huh. Let's wrap it. But like with Hamilton or something like that, where it's like I've re-listened to
I
it
think
so many
Hamilton is
times.
like you don't have to even watch it.
Yeah, and you turn it on, and it's like, okay, nothing new is happening. I know this. Um,
No, I mean Hamilton is like good because you're experiencing the story when you listen to it. If you
yeah,
listen to the full album, and then if you feel frisky, you go and watch it.
yeah,
The Phantom of the Opera also like nothing happened.
yeah.
Like
It's kind of
it's definitely style over substance
yeah,
because you watch the Phantom of the Opera for like kind of the opera experience of the modern age of being like
yeah,
oh shiny and big.
yeah.
Yeah, and for her to go
Emmy Rossum is great.
oh and that in the movie I
Hmm.
don't like the movie.
I didn't watch the movie. I'm just like her in general.
Oh she was a like, okay Christine
Uh-huh.
with singing she was you got to be a good
Yeah, she's
Christine.
really fun.
But she played her a bit too much of an ingenue, but I think it's more the director than
Yeah.
her. It was directed by Joel Schumacher.
Mhm.
He's the guy who directed the two silliest Batman movies that
Hello.
single-handedly like made Batman lose popularity for a long time.
Mm.
Oh, it's the
Well,
I love them though. My favorite is when but I'm not like oh controversially favorite. I'm
yeah.
like what's the I love her. Like fat black stand-up comic. She was like uh two people met when they watched the Batman movie and they're like, "Oh, you're watching Batman Returns? People like that one. I love the Schumacher ones. The bad costume has nipples. It's a hoot." But I feel like there's a lot of people that now love it, but they're like, it was like
yeah.
we all
It was
know
a thing.
it was a thing. I like Scream 3. Like it's campy. It's
Yeah.
and everyone loves the first one of his movies more because Jim Carrey played the Riddler.
Uh-huh.
And it's like even for the like you read the book, you know what the
Yeah.
Riddler's like. So Jim Carrey Riddler is kind of a
Yeah.
yeah, but then they like made a campy Two Face,
Uh-huh.
and it's like Two
Yeah.
Face is a much more serious. But then in the sequel, they made Poison Ivy and Mister Freeze. It's the funny. It's the worst. It's the worst. A lot of gay sexual awakenings happen. Yeah. Nedim's first sexual awakening was Robin from that movie.
I don't know.
For me, too young. Indiana Jones. Too new of a movie. I
Yeah.
need like 80s and
Yeah.
90s, you know?
Give me a
I'm,
man
I'm,
in
I'm more of an 80s and 90s sexual awakening fan. Wow. 2000 sexual awakening. But Uma Thurman plays Poison Ivy.
Okay.
It's the funniest thing of all. As I said to Mrs. Freeze when I pulled her black, this is a one-woman show. Oh my! And then guess who plays Doctor Freeze? Guess who plays Doctor? Like a big buff white dude plays Doctor Freeze.
Big but okay.
I'll do
white
the accent
dude.
and you'll know.
Okay.
Winter has come early.
It's so funny that he's a governor of something.
Oh
in
yeah.
California.
Oh, in The Simpsons, he's the president of the United States.
As he should be.
Yes, it is me. But I only know of course. Ja, tussen ja. Gott in Himmel, opich moritz niemand Komödie. It's funny when they have like guest voices on Simpsons and then you have to like as somebody doing a dub on
Yeah, you
German
have to
or
do it.
you have to do like Green Day.
Yeah.
Like it's not Green Day if they go, Hvala svima što ste došli.
Yeah.
Sviramo već-" Like unless it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. You
Yeah.
know, like, but hey. Think of me. I want to rewatch The Phantom of the Opera, but like I just want to hear the songs again, so I might just go through the
Yeah.
songs. But I do like Phantom of the Opera. It made me cry the first time I watched it because I was like, like this is so extra. This
Yeah,
is so like such
so
a
big.
thing for me. And then Wicked awoke that in me again by being like, this is good
Yeah.
and like unapologetically like.
Yeah.
I remember just the Wicked Witch of the West, and I just gripped
Yeah.
the seat next to me. That was you.
That was me.
And then the camera goes over the rainbow, and I go like, give them the
No,
Oscar.
the thing is, you went, oh my god, are they gonna go over the rainbow? They went over the rainbow. I was like,
And then there was a party of kids behind us, and I go like, okay, so in the original Wizard of Oz, it's Judy Garland. Do you know Judy Garland? Uneducated. Judy Garland sings "Somewhere Over the Rainbow."
Uh-huh. And like they went over. Get it? Get
And
it?
there's the four of them. Do you know the four of them? Do you know the
it's-
four of them? Okay, get in line. I need to slap you. But then they did the like it's we're the whole time like, oh my god, this is so beautiful. This is so like we're already starstruck because
Yeah.
you know. And then No One Wears the Wig comes along, and you know, we have not
We
been
die.
the same since.
No, truly. That's not even a joke.
I,
Like not at all.
not even a little. Not even
like
to quote 10 Things I Hate About You. Not even a little. Not even at all.
Like
No,
don't know,
my
it
problem
starts-
is not my problem is now I have high standards for musicals.
yeah.
I can't watch just some random thing anymore. I
Yeah.
can't watch Into the Woods the movie and be like, it's
Fine.
okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm like,
You can do it and you didn't do it.
and you
fuck
didn't
you.
do it. Hold on, him true right now.
Ugh.
But you know, we have the guy. The thing with there's musicals that are more subdued. I call them musicals my mom likes.
Mhm.
That are like Chicago,
Mhm.
Mamma Mia,
Yeah.
just like where it's like I'm talking to you normally, and then I turn and I'm like, oh, and there's usually like it's very talky.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk.
Other things.
I was going for the second one because it makes me feel sad. And then that's regular people like that. Regular people even more like when it's a song being sung like in the movie. And
Yeah.
like I'm on the stage and
Yeah.
I'm like, and then they're like, oh, that makes sense. She's a rock star. But we like I just don't think I can do it anymore. Anymore.
I love it every time.
Oh, if only Mama could see.
No.
Unless they're doing the I don't want it. We should watch like old Judy Garland
Yeah.
musicals.
I want to get into like I've been my whole life into like some old
Oh,
stuff.
we
I've
gotta
watched a lot
both
of it.
fully watch The Sound of Music. Finally.
Yeah,
because I watched Act 1 and you watched Act 2.
It was so
Oh.
funny because it's like, have you seen it? Yeah. Have you seen it? Yeah. And then we're like,
What's the problem, you cunt face? Do you know that scene? It's
God.
what's the problem, you can't face?
You cunt
She just sounds like, what's the problem, you cunt face? How do you solve a problem like Maria? No, I think Act 1 is my favorite though, because it's just her being a nanny.
Yeah.
And her being. My favorite is when they leave a frog for her to like prank her.
Uh-huh.
And she goes like, it made me feel very welcome and thank you so much. And then they all just start crying because they feel guilty.
Yeah. Actually, that movie is the first introduction I've ever had to a concept of a musical.
Oh, to like.
And I was really
Like outside of
excited
a Disney movie. Because you don't
Yeah,
think of Disney movies
yeah, you
as
don't, because I'm like,
musicals.
that's
And that was Amada's
animated.
reasoning because why she watched Wicked, because she was like, it's like a Disney movie.
yeah, it's
She
like,
doesn't like when it's like, and we found
here's my laptop. Now I'm gonna sing.
I found the corpse yesterday.
Mhm.
Park Avenue, 65.
Banana.
Meanwhile, I'm like, I love West Side because West Side Story is that. We gotta watch West Side Story because I showed you it for the first time, and you were being like, we were being new friends, and you were being like, all demure and cute. No,
No,
I need you to
I need you
stop.
to wail.
It's not that sad, but it's beautiful. Like the way they dance,
Yeah.
the way it's so like. I remember watching it in theaters, and I was like, ugh. And I was with Rehana and like a friend she was with, who's this like very pretentious bisexual person who was in the army. And we watched it, and I was so like, oh my god, and it's so like I'm really glad I experienced it in cinemas, because it's really a movie that I would have felt shitty if I watched it at home for the first time. It was like every movie should be experienced in cinemas, and I'm like,
Shut up.
so we're going home, and I go like, yeah, this is a really good Steven Spielberg film, and he goes like, what's the last Steven Spielberg movie you love? And I was like, The Adventures of Tintin. He was pissed.
I know, because those people are usually like,
It's not even the. He was like, "What a block!" Oh no! That was actually when we watched Nope. We ran into him. We also ran into him on West Side Story, but Nope was. We drove home after Nope,
yeah.
and I was like, in so long I haven't seen like a blockbuster like adventurous movie. And he was like, "Oh, what's the last time?" And I was like, "He's like, that's not even top 10 Spielberg movies."
Yes, it is.
And I'll go like, "No, it's my favorite Spielberg movie." He was like, and we continued talking, and we were Batman. I was like, the Lego Batman movie, and he was like exiting the car, and he goes like, Reddit ass opinions. And then Hannah drove me home, and I was like, I love him.
Mm-hmm.
I want to marry that guy. Reddit ass opinions. Yesterday we were shopping, and we were like, let's just get juice. It's a high date. We can't buy too much. We were exiting, and I was like, are those Summersby 1+1?
Yeah.
And then she goes like, yeah, and we just go like,
Hmm.
we look at each other like,
Should we be back?
should we be bad? Let's be
It
bad.
was also funny because you were like, get 3, and I was like, no, get 6, and I was like, so 3 or like 6, so it's 12. Like,
I was like, no, 3. And it ended up being like $6 or something, which fair for like Summersby's. But hey, what did I have anything else? Do you have any opinions on the plane crashing?
What plane?
There's a lot of plane
flipped.
crashes. It flipped.
I don't care.
They offered like they'd offered like $20,000 to the people there.
Put me in it.
No. You should get a lot more.
$20,000 individually, though, to everyone.
Yeah. No, people are going with. You could get a lot more.
Yeah. But then you have to sue. Like, I think that's the thing of like, this is a settlement. If you want to get lawyers involved, sure. But then I'd rather get the money now than
no. But
get, like,
but people are saying like if they're giving you 2,000 as a start,
yeah,
put in some work and you'll
go
get
like
a lot
my
more.
pinky broke.
No, but it's not even a pinky broke. It's like I'll never be able to get on a plane again. Yeah. The way I would be like, that's exciting. The way that plane would flip, and it would be the Agatha All Along scene where they're all like crashing, and then Rio is just like, and the way the passengers would be like witnesses and be like, he kept screaming, "I want to die." He kept screaming, "Finally, finally, finally! Oh God, finally!" We flipped. The plane was out of control. Everyone's screaming. He was going like, something has changed. And actually, no. If it's pre-November, I'm like, please, God, please, let me survive. If it's the second I watched Wicked for Good, we went to the premiere. We're going back. I'm like, the plane can crash.
The plane can crash.
They give me. They're offering me $20,000, and I'm like, no, kill me. Kill me.
Shoot me in the
head.
Kill
me. You promised me one thing.
Yeah.
I got on this
plane.
Don't
give me this shit now. Got just on this plane with the intent to die. Yeah, but it's weird how it happened. Like, I don't get the physics
behind
behind
it. Happen?
It didn't, like, so the thing wasn't cleaned out properly.
Even if you have, like, even if both the engines die, because of the wings, you should just go. It's not the engine.
It was the fucking road wasn't cleaned out properly. I get, like, it wasn't set for a plane landing properly.
Oh, it was during the landing.
Yeah, and it was landing down, and as it felt like, but the thing is, it didn't even, from what you can see on the video, it didn't even touch the ground. It just kind of flew, and then it just went boom. Like, nothing, like,
Yeah,
like
but
as if
maybe
nothing
it's a thing
affected
of
it.
like because I think with it's the hardest thing is to start and to land.
Yeah.
So there's probably a lot of things involved in landing. So
Yeah, but it looked so like someone just flicked it. Like not literally. That's.
but hey,
Hey, nobody died, so it's fine.
nobody died at Stonewall. Nobody was killed at Stonewall.
Nobody was killed. So.
Nobody was killed.
No,
Nobody was killed at Stonewall.
But the fact, okay, can I just say something? The reason why that's funny is because this bit went. It's
Derek
so
Barry.
sad that
Derek
people
Barry.
today.
Say her name. Derek Barry, known Britney Spears impersonator.
It's like it's so sad that people today don't even know about the history. I mean,
Nobody
knows.
they don't
like,
know the history like about Stonewall.
Stonewall and like how
and
many people
my
died. It's
favorite
like
is
people died.
and no. My favorite is that like because she wasn't being a bitch. She was like, "Oh, can you tell us?"
Mm-hmm.
Like the woman
Can you
leading,
tell
she was
us
like,
what?
"Hey, can you tell us
Well,
what
people
Stonewall
died.
is?" It was fighting for gay rights, and
So
people were killed. And then
Nobody died.
Willem, nobody
I
was
love
killed
Willem.
at Stonewall.
No.
Nobody was
killed
killed.
at Stonewall.
Nobody was killed at
Can
Stonewall.
I like Willem was my first introduction to drag, and to this day, I'm like she is my top
Mm.
3.
Yeah,
There's
my
Gypsy Cat, yeah.
my favorite is Tammy Brown.
Mhm.
Robert Winter Tootsie Lou. I love her. Like I'm quirky.
Mhm.
She's Janet from another planet because you can see it when it's like
Yeah.
she approached this fat black drag queen and she was like, Latrice, if you want to sit on the floor butt naked and eat shrimp all day, that's none of my business. She never mentioned that she likes shrimp. Latrice, she was sewing a garment,
Mhm.
finished, and she was like, "Sure."
Slay.
And then she's so knowledgeable. She like explained microplastics perfectly.
Mhm.
She's like, "Fraculator, RuPaul." My favorite is so like Michelle Visage called out her drag, and she was like, "But at least it's better than that line that someone's neck."
Mm.
Janet from another planet. I
Yeah.
love her so much. She is the funny. Yeah, RuPaul goes like, "Can you get jiggy? I can get jiggy.
I can get
jiggy and wiggy."
Mhm.
You in the magazines. She's crazy, and I love Alyssa Edwards. See, Alyssa Edwards is trust the Duchess. Now I'm gonna have my Cliff's notes.
Mhm.
I have my Cliff notes. It's Cliff's. Like the person's name is Cliff. And then Alaska goes, where did you hear that? And she goes, I read them. They're books. She goes, yeah, exactly. Oh my god, when Alaska called Katya like Adore Delano,
Mhm.
and then later, 2 episodes later, she got into bottom Alaska,
Mhm.
and she had to beg Katya to like. She's like, I just have to get to the end of this competition.
Mhm.
I just have to. And then Katya dies out. Party. Because Adore Delano was just like, party. I love Adore Delano. She walked in and she said, I'm a Libra. Okay, we should watch like a few seasons of Drag Race.
Yeah, because I'm not in the lore, and I
but
should
don't
be
watch.
in the lore.
You don't have to watch all of them. You
Yeah.
have to watch 6 and All Stars 2
Okay.
and All Stars 3.
All right.
Season 7 where Trixie Katya is bad, but I do love Untucked.
Mhm.
It's when they go like, the judges have to deliberate. You can go in the back room, and then they just have their one cocktail. And there was always 3 queens who were just saved the whole season. They were so funny. There was one where it's like death becomes her, and they're all like how they died, and she had this like horrendous brown bodysuit with just like fire and just random glitter.
Mhm.
And then Ginger Minge goes like, "What's the story behind this costume?" And she goes like, "After a long night of hooking, Trade didn't like the session, so he had gutted me, but I didn't die. I had crystallized and I became a glamazon bitch ready for the runway." The girl goes like, "So you had a costume?"
Yeah.
With it.
Well, I'm following a lot of TikTok drama. Well, there's 2
Uh-huh.
separate ones. So I told you about Bad Baby and
Yeah. The other,
what's her name?
they're rapping against each other.
Alabama Barker. Yeah, they're rapping against each other. Be more white, please.
They're rapping each other.
right? Is that what the kids are calling it? Um, Now there's another one with Ash Trevino. But for you to know the lore about Ash Trevino, you have to know about the Bop House, which I've been known for a while. The Bop House is there's Camilla, right? She
Cabello?
no, they she got into like a online beef thing with her assistant, and her assistant opened up a OnlyFans. Her assistant got a lot of money from it because she was this like sweet little whatever thing. Anyway, they all come together, like all the bobs, the biggest OnlyFans girls, and
Okay.
they open up a Bob house. They all live together and they're just doing a thing.
Oh, do they bop their pussy?
They bop their no. The Bob house is like the bop is an
Salma,
insult.
they bop their
Bop,
pussies.
sure. But a lot of men are like when they want to call a woman a whore, they go like, oh, "She's a bop."
No, she's a
Whatever.
bop. They're a flop.
Yes,
Men
they're
who
a
say
flop.
that are a flop.
Anyway, Camilla invites Ash. Now, Ash
Once
Trevino,
again,
she is a
Cabello.
horrible mother. Like, she got her fame on
Smother.
TikTok.
Smother.
Smother. Not the opposite. She's going on TikTok lives. She's 36. She hooked up with this kid who's 19, but she claims she didn't know. She thought he was 23. Santos.
Oh, she hooked up with
Yeah,
an
they
underage
slept
guy.
together. There's a lot of lore about her. There's one clip where she's like, Tia, does it smell? And it's her doing
Let
that
me say
with her
one
mouth.
thing. Saw a tweet the other day.
Mhm.
I was like, "What's your opinion?" Whatever. Somebody goes like, "Women who cheat are treated worse than are treated worse than men who rape," and I'm like, incorrect.
Mhm.
But like, women who sleep with younger men, women who are sexual predators,
Yeah,
are treated much better,
much better than men.
much better than men who are
Yeah.
sexual predators.
So, but not like I feel like it's flipping. Like not flipping as in like they're not, but I feel
Oh,
like
we're
it's
getting equalized.
yeah, we're getting equalized. Like people are really being like, you slept with a child.
Yeah.
Like, okay, he was 19. That doesn't make it. You know.
I remember there was this YouTuber that I like because he was like straight but talked a lot about like gay culture and shit like
Mhm.
that. Not being like I'm closeted. He's like, I just prefer going to gay clubs because they're much more fun and And they accuse him of queer baiting and he's because he like lays on his bed in his underwear. He goes like, "This butt's for everybody." Like I don't give
Yeah.
a shit. And he goes like, "My rape story," and I was like, "Oof." And he talked about a woman raping him, and I was like. It was my first time hearing of that
Yeah.
concept because like nobody spoke of it.
Yeah.
They did it on Glee once.
Can Ryan Murphy just shut the fuck up?
He wants to do like the things that they don't talk about on television, and I'm like, somebody with
You shouldn't talk about
You-
it on television.
that's the thing. Like it's, I feel like we would know what our place is.
Yeah.
We wouldn't make a show where it's like
Let's talk about football. Like,
yeah, no, he's like I bet he's that fag who's like I have a friend who's it happened to.
yeah. And like, I think his story needs to be heard.
I think his story needs to be hard, and I need
the platform to do it.
I need to show that men reacted weirdly. So let's have like exactly half of the cast reacted like why that I would have loved that,
Yeah, that would
and
be
half
great.
of the cast be like,
Yeah.
no, that's really.
But
bad.
also, there's another point to be made that a lot of women have always been like, no, that's weird, and men were like, yeah, like, that's great, you know.
Yeah.
It's that. But anyway,
Yeah,
the
the
point is,
women will
Yeah.
usually give more empathy.
But anyway, but that's not the only thing. Before she met Santos, she was talking to a guy in prison that killed his wife and children. And she was like, no, but he's innocent though. No, but I like love him though. And like they're doing the whole thing, whatever.
You know what
And-
I love? There's like Instagram profiles of like prison guys being like, "Hey, you can write me on this PO address."
No, that's great.
I was really like
Yeah.
close to writing something.
It
And I love
depends on the crime. If you're in
Oh,
for robbing a bank,
Yeah,
fuck me. I don't care.
yeah.
Like,
But I love. There's this girl that I met on the camp that I talked about, and we don't talk that much, but we were like, like gay best friend
mhm.
situation. And I saw her like one of the posts, and I was like,
I
I
see
see
you.
my girl.
I see you.
I see- the more things change, the more they stay the same, huh?
So then Camilla asked to do a podcast with her, and they're like doing the thing. That's where she like really blows up because everyone's like, "What the fuck is it?" Because everyone kind of heard Activate, but nobody really like got into. And then she's just doing so like okay. Camilla was her kids don't have beds at her house. There's like bed bugs. There's like on her bed. Her kids don't have beds.
I
Like
was like,
that
two
don't
plus
add
two
up.
is 4, and 5 plus 5 is 10. What
Fuck
the
is
fuck
this?
this be?
Like kids are living with her mom. Like it's just awful. She's an awful mother as is. And then just disgusting too. Like, you look at a person, you're like, you don't shower. Like you don't,
It's not a thing of I'm judging how you look. I'm
yeah,
judging
it's just
cleanliness.
exactly. So it's all of that, and then it's so much beef is happening right now, and I'm just thriving because it's like it's Ash Trevino, it's Camilla, and then it's Alabama Barkin and see, I remember one, then I forget the other. Bad Baby.
Mm. I'm
Man, like what I hate about the internet, everyone was being so like, "Oh, she shouldn't stay with him. He cheated." People are either being like, "No, Alabama is wrong for that," but then it's being like, "Well, no, you should blame him because he cheated on her and it's his fault. Like he should be the one that should be getting all the heat." And I'm like, "Yeah, but also
she's
he
defending
beats her.
Yeah, and the other, and she's defending. They're both defending them. Nobody's good there.
Nobody's like, no, but they're not the like
It takes 3 to tango really well.
really well." Like, let's not focus on that because she was literally like with a black eye, but she had like a nose job and she had like two black eyes because of the nose job. And then they were out and she's on live, and then people are being like, "Oh, did he hit you or something?" He's like, "No, he didn't do it this time." Girl, get out! You have a daughter. You are a mother. I don't know.
All these but all these hoes be laughing like something's funny. We are hoes.
I will never forget that blonde bitch till the day I die. She's like
So you telling me that the audience are
a
hoes?
bunch of hoes.
Yep.
Well, my favorite is her grab a 80-year-old woman, and she goes, "Oh, Danielle," and she's like, "What? Get acting like you're gonna get up and do something. Do something, Dan." She's
Oh,
God.
and all the catch me outside. How about that? And I love her manga. That means
Yeah,
she
she
will
would
go
go
outside
outside
and do
to
and
fight
do
her.
and do what needs to be done.
That's
Um
get up and do something, Dan.
do something. I've been loving the God of War. It's really good, and
The difference in media we consume.
huh?
The difference in media we consume.
I'm consuming this like guy who so there's 3 games about this God of War who's the son of Zeus, and he's just vengeful against all gods. So he goes on a killing spree against all gods, and then they made a requel. In Scream 5 they explain it. So a requel is like you can't do a remake anymore because people are tied to the original,
Yeah.
but you can't do a straight sequel because the story should have ended. So you do like still the same characters, but like it's a continuation, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
Anywho's they do the story of like this guy realizing that revenge just wasn't good for him, and he just so Kratos is a Greek god.
Yeah.
He's son of Sparta, and then he just goes to Scandinavian. So now he's in Scandinavian lore. He's like
Yeah.
they're Scandinavian gods.
Yeah.
He killed all the
Yeah, gotta move up.
and then he's just teaching his son how to be a proper person and be like compassionate and loving, even though he's so like boy.
Yeah.
To this day he said the best sentence, and I love using it on people who haven't played God of War because it's so powerful. Don't be sorry, be better.
Be better.
Whenever somebody says they spill something, sorry, don't be sorry, be better. A lot of games and a lot of Sex. I love Sex in the City.
Mhm.
The other episode, she had to like do 50 facial expressions while she was looking at a CGI leaf fall down, and just like that, the seasons changed. It's so.
Yeah.
But I missed
love
the first season because they had the fun like she was a reporter, kind of
Yeah.
like she investigated. So a lot of people, there's a lot of guys being like, you want the women who do this. And
Yeah.
I was just like, these things are happening to me.
Yeah. But hey.
But
No, with Will and Grace, like I'm at season 7 now. And
You learned to download it yourself.
I did, I
Congratulations.
did, I did. I hate what they've done to Grace. Not that she got
Is
bad or
this is
anything.
this is this after it came back?
No.
So which season?
There's a I think 9, like I think we have up until 8 seasons, and then 9 season is after Trump got elected. So it's like
Okay, yeah.
they had like a
Because I know they had a like.
they just did it to be like to support Hillary. Essentially, they did like a 15-minute like thing, right, of
And
them
then
coming
people were
together, and
like,
people
yeah.
like loved it. They were like, okay, might as well come back and do it. But so
My
she
thing is, I know how much you love Will and Grace, and I
yeah,
know how much you want me to watch it, but
I
it's.
don't care.
Oh, really?
No,
Okay.
I'm just saying I feel like you would love it, but
I
like
feel
I'm not like
like I would love it too, but it's not on the top of my list.
yeah,
You know what? But the thing with sitcoms is I'll watch one in 10 years.
yeah.
You know which one is on the top of my
Huh.
list? The Nanny.
The Nanny. We should watch it together.
Yeah. How much is there? Like, is there a lot?
There's a at least 7 seasons.
Okay.
At
My thing with The
least.
Nanny, I was a kid who was very disappointed because it had that cunty ass animated intro,
Yeah, and then
it
then
was
you
a
gave me
live
real
action
people.
show.
No, I had the same thing. But then I got into it because it's an ad.
It was my introduction to Jewish people.
yeah. Hello.
It
Um,
started a lifelong
well,
love.
but the thing, so they started off Will and Grace, and okay, Will was like in the beginning was the worst in the like too controlling type of a person, right? Everything has to be exactly like this, and if it's not, I'm gonna get mad and I'm gonna yell at it, and whatever. Grace was always there to calm him down, to be the normal, like, but she was also like fun and like she had so much like everything, and she had her shit together. Got to like 6th season, I think she leaves it towards the end because she had a baby, like the actress had a baby,
Oh,
and then
did she do like a lot of
yeah, type thing.
carrying clothes?
My favorite is of those is from the Nanny. Actually, when Cece gets pregnant, the blonde one.
What about Dee Dee?
It's funny that they
What
had a
about
joke
Yee?
about that when it was like my sister Dee Dee, my sister Cece. But
Yeah, that's a Modern Family.
is it that it was? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Cece, the actress who plays Cece, gets pregnant, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry I'm late. I just got up watching the show." You know, I hate it when they do the thing of like when they put the laundry baskets in front of the bellies when the actress gets pregnant. She's carrying a purse that's this big, and she's walking, and then she like, I know it's just the worst. They just assume we're stupid, and then she flips it to the other side when she turns around to the camera. It's the funniest thing. I love it.
I love it. In 30 Rock, which is another sitcom that's before Will and
Yeah.
Grace, but when Tina Fey goes like, acting's easy. You just gotta remember to stay on your mark and not change your outfit. And then it cuts to the other guy being like, yeah, it's totally easy. And then it cuts to her with a red hat holding a coffee cup. But that's the one with where blonde actress barely in anything, but we love her. Like she's in nothing, but she's so blonde all the time. She's
Is she
Jane Krakowski.
okay?
Jane
Okay.
Krakowski, she's in that one, and she is a hoot. She's like, you're one of the most high maintenance people I know. Who's more? I want to be an actress just like you. Rips her earring.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to President, and she goes, they never did find her earring.
They fucking so that and she comes back.
I was late for pickup, and then I called my boyfriend, and he was like, "You're," and I called my boyfriend, and I was like, "OJ, where are you?" And he was like, "You're alive. Then who did I kill? I own you." But the sheik who won me that poker game was beheaded.
And she when she comes back, she's gained a little weight, but nothing because she was really really skinny, like one of those like really stick figure type people. Like, and then she comes back and she looks like a normal human now. Every fucking joke is about her eating too much. Every fucking and it's
Oh,
they
it
turned
does.
her into like a pathetic loser type of
Okay.
person. And it's like she was never that. That was never her story.
No.
Like you ruined it, and like she didn't turn bad. She didn't turn into a bitch or anything. But it's
No.
like you've like just really made her like a sad person to be around, and I don't know why because she just wasn't that. But I feel like you'd love her.
I would watch it for Karen and
Yeah,
Lil Gabo
obviously.
that everyone says
I
that.
love her.
People say that I look like, and I'm not being. People say I look like Cameron Monaghan.
Who's Cameron?
Joey, Mickey, Mikey,
Oh, okay.
Ginger.
Ginger. Okay.
People say because I sent Amanda like the video of the Jedi
Mhm.
Fallen Survivor, whatever, and she genuinely was like, "Oh, you like made the character look like yourself," and I was like,
Yeah.
"No."
No,
When
actually.
I was Ginger, Rehana kept going like, "Oh, you look exactly like him," and I was like, "Is it the ginger hair?" And she's like, "No, you
Yeah.
have his face." I said like it's in the eyes and shit. So, but I think he's very handsome. So thank you.
He
But
is so
he,
like
he's prettier with the beard, and I wish I could have his beard.
Shameless to me was such a like
Also, like good actors
good act. That's the thing. It's really good
like
actors. Even the guy.
Jeremy Allen White,
Yeah.
Cameron Monaghan,
Yeah. Emily Rossum.
Emily Rossum. Yeah,
But the guy who plays Frank to this day is like there's one scene where it's
is that the
nothing.
guy who always looks like this?
No, the
Like
dad who's
the
like
older guy. His eyes for me always look. Yeah, I think it's the
yeah,
dad.
the
So
dad. He's the drunk, right? He's the outcast of but he has this one scene where so he's he's been together with this neighbor, whatever, and she figures out who he really is. And then they're having a fight, and then just once he goes, "Oh Jesus Christ!" It's like that is so embedded in my memory. Like every time I think of anything, oh Jesus Christ! Like I love him so much.
I remember like from Family
Also,
Guy.
Hood.
I remember in Family Guy when Stewie was carrying a laundry basket, and he's like, "I can't show you guys. I'm real life pregnant."
Pregnant.
He has a belly. Julie Bowen in the first like few episodes of
Yeah.
Modern Family was real life pregnant, so there's a lot of like
Yeah, that's
cereal
gross.
boxes and laundry baskets and everything. And
Like they did it good. I did
she
notice.
did it
I
like
always
she was
notice that.
holding a pillow once,
Yeah.
and then my thing is because there were scenes of her not holding anything like with cereal boxes,
Mhm.
and that's the thing
Yeah.
where I was like, okay, I'm real life pregnant.
Really pregnant.
Oh, Mr. Sheffield.
I love. Although even that show I made, like I watched it for her, obviously, but it's Neil and Neil, the butler.
Jewish person number 3, like
He's not Jewish. I don't think. I don't know. Mm,
whatever.
whatever. The butler
Butler.
and Cece always because they just like quips after whenever they
Oh,
see
do they
each
like
other,
hate
like
each other?
hate each other. So it's just like it's the best. Oh, it's the best.
Yeah. Like Vault. I still haven't finished Golden Girls. Oh, my CD set is coming soon.
Oh, yay!
Can't wait. All of the episodes on CD. That's the thing. Like I will.
Like you.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Wow.
It's it's one box and it's just all of them, and it's kind of like I will always have Golden Girls. All the Golden Girls. Fucking
Pretty
love Golden
ladies.
Girls.
And I love that there's still some episodes. I've watched the full like way back when. I watched it all 3 times in a row, but I time has passed and I forgot. And then I have watched it fully, but I fell asleep to most of it. So now still I get a fresh episode to be like, oh,
My favorite is when we fall asleep and you play Bob's Burgers, and I hear a millisecond. I go like, "That's the episode where Tina has a ghost in a box."
that's that big up.
I just needed to stay awake to
Yeah.
prove how much I know Bob's Burgers. Which episode are you watching? Oh, it's a Christmas one. Is it Bleakening Part 1 or Part 2? But hey, I felt my childhood was filled with playing games.
Da-da-da-da.
I'm loving it. One of those games was To the Moon. You finished your first game today.
I did.
What was, did you ever like fully like beginning, middle, and end play a game?
I don't think so.
I mean, you've played games that are like gamey.
I've played games on the computer like
Yeah, that are like
Fireboy and
yeah, that are
like shit
jumpy,
like that.
jumpy.
Yeah,
You've never experienced a story through a game.
yeah, no.
Okay, so tell me what it's like.
It's devastating. I hate it. And I'm never gonna do that again. I will never do that again.
I don't think I have another game that's like equally as sad as this.
Yeah.
I was like, this one is nice and easy to follow, and like I've given you like The Wolf Among Us, which we'll finish eventually, and is just exciting and fun.
Yeah.
But this one, I was like, it's one sitting. Oh, there's Gris too. That's really sad, but like it's not the whole way through. We played it in 2 sittings, one like yesterday and one today.
Yeah.
Not a dry eye the whole way through.
Uh-uh.
But also, I feel like the comedy was well balanced.
Yeah, it was. I didn't expect it to be like. It was really like kind of written like a show. Like I
Yeah.
would see that being like a.
No, it's one of those like I'm not saying like, oh my god, the only way to write this story would be through a game. But I feel like making it a game adds to it because you're
Yeah.
controlling the characters.
Yeah, you're doing it. But I'm
But
saying
even-
like it's not just like talk. Okay, do something.
Yeah.
Like, there's
But even
things.
in there, you're kind of a bystander in the life of the guy.
Yeah.
So, basic plot summary, and then we go into what we loved and like what impacted us. There's these two. There's Dr. Ava and Dr. Watts, who they work for this company that if you have a last dying wish, they go into your memories and they find a way to make that wish possible, and they have to know why and shit like that. And this guy wants to go to the moon,
Yeah.
but he doesn't know why. There's never like, and
Yeah, they're asking like, why? It's like, I don't know. I just want to go to the moon.
and then you go through the life of this man trying to figure out why he wants to go to the moon, and then you figure it out, and that's it. That's the basic plot summary. What are your favorite parts?
My favorite parts. Okay. So the game starts. At some point, that joke is gonna stop being funny.
Usually when the joke starts.
Okay. The thing is, you told me.
But I'm glad you do enjoy it.
Yeah.
Did enjoy it.
You told me the lore.
Because I feel like if you didn't know the hook, you wouldn't be so like, what's gonna happen next?
Yeah.
I mean, there's the first part before they enter his memories. I feel like when they enter his memories is when you would start being like, ooh.
Yeah.
But then my thing is, I'm too like, do you like it? Do you like it? Do you like it? Do you love it?
Okay. But so he has this wife. Okay. Well, no, the game starts like he's dying. He has this thing. Blah, 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 whatever. We kind of walk into the
and there's mysteries like there's origami rabbits.
Yeah, everywhere. You're like, what is this? We don't know
toy
yet.
that's in pristine condition and
Yeah.
very well taken care of.
And it's like I don't know where to start. It's just, oh my god, no, I'm hot. Wait.
She's what's the on the lamb on menopausal whatever
Menopausal on the lamb.
I don't know. There's a like a bananas insulting like expression for being menopausal.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
No, it's just
For me,
finding
I
out.
played this game when I was 10. And it's weird to now realize that it's just like a 4-hour game.
Yeah.
So like some parts, like I wish the music sometimes was more repeated because
Yeah.
like the music box of Everything's All Right, I feel like it should have been a few more times. Because at the end you hear the song and you go like, oh my god. But for me, I was a dumb kid. So like my saddest part was that song.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, she's the leader. And I was like bawling my eyes out. But here the game was beginning. And it's because we knew what happens in the end.
Yeah.
We were fucking. I didn't tell you everything. Though.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you.
I had a few moments of like no, the last part. It's just so stupid. Okay. The thing is, you're going backward, right? You're going from his latest memories to his earliest memories. So it's like you get snippets of him being like, "Oh, my brother won this train, and I wanted the train when he was a kid," and the brother's going, "Well, you want that thing, and." What, you ended up giving it to a hobo or something, whatever, and then goes back and it's him talking to her and it's just them standing and she just goes, what's in that bag? And I'm like, oh no, he gave it to her. Like, and that's the plot of this. See, oh my
because okay, the main plot twist was that there's a part of his childhood that his mother forced him to take like a lot of pills to forget it. Because the side effect of those pills were like to forget a part, like to completely erase your memories. So he doesn't remember having a twin brother who died, and he doesn't remember meeting River for the first time.
Yeah.
So it seems like him and River meeting for the first time was in school of her being like, she's so weird, and I want to go out with her. And then she's like, I'm reading a book about lighthouses. And he's like, cute platypus. And she's just like, but the thing is, it's well written because like there's not a thing that was like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because she didn't just say it because of her autism.
Yeah.
It's explained like that she's,
Asperger?
Yeah, it's explained that she has Asperger. Is it she's neurodivergent?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's neurodivergent. So it's a thing of like, for some reason she just didn't say it. And it's not a thing of like, oh, she was just being moody or whatever. It's
no, it's just like she doesn't, because the entire
and
time
it's
whenever she talks,
it's not a like that.
But that, like, okay, so when you first start playing it, they're like, so his latest memories, in one of them, you see them talking, and it's her being like, okay, I folded this rabbit, and then she's like, what? Tell me about this rabbit.
Yeah,
Like,
he's like,
what is it? And then
it's a
he's like,
rabbit,
it's a
and she's like,
rabbit.
and
What
what
else?
else?
And what else? And what else? And she keeps making these origami fucking rabbits, and she has the platypus, and that's her thing, right?
And she started doing that after he tells her like, this is the reason we met.
Yeah.
Like this, like that's the reason I approached you. It's because you were so weird and so.
Yeah.
Because like his friend was like, you should tell her that. You should.
Yeah. But then it's also like she didn't even. I don't think that was the point for to
She
be like.
wasn't angry. It was
Yeah, she
just a
was just
thing
like,
of
"Oh,
like,
you don't remember the first time we met? Let me remind you."
yeah,
And then she just the way she did it was here's what we talked about when we
yeah.
first met.
Here's rabbit. Like,
Yeah, here's a rabbit. Remember
cut her hair to
to
make
look
her
more
look,
like
yeah, when she was
how
like
she
a
looked
kid.
when she was a kid.
And also, she just denied medical treatment because she wanted to build a house
Yeah.
close to her lighthouse, Anya. It's just a beautiful game. No, because the whole time you're just first it's sad because like she is dying and it's so beautiful
Yeah.
and everything, but then at the end when you see them meet for the first time, it's first of all I'm telling you, it's very cheesily written at some points. I love the brother talking like he knows he's dying tomorrow.
Mhm.
I'll grow up and become a big writer. And when I grow up and I'm an adult, and when I adult, and when I'm an adult, and in
Yeah.
years and years from now, when I'm alive.
No, but they had that like, and of course I'll let you play with my train. You're my brother.
Yeah, whatever
You're
I get, you'll
yeah,
get too.
part of me always. But
Um,
when we get, God.
how much did it influence you that you were playing it? Like that the controller was in your hand? Did you like controlling the characters and being like part of the story yourself?
That's the thing where it's like, I'm not making this happen. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
it didn't hit
It
you.
didn't like,
No, because there are games where it's like if you played Bioshock, there's this girl like it's a channel called Girlfriend Reviews, and she reviews what it's like watching her boyfriend play
yeah,
video games. And
you should do that.
yeah, and he like played Bioshock. Her first game that she finished was Bioshock.
Yeah.
She bawled, but it's one of those games where it's real like it's made to be a game. It's made like you are making these
Yeah.
things, you're making these consequences, and you have a choice. There's these little girls that you can either harvest or save.
Mhm.
And then if you save them, when you go up, like you see, like it's a movie, like you're getting older, and then
Yeah.
like you have like it's a wrinkled hand, and then all their hands
Yeah.
are like holding you,
Oh,
and she was fucking like,
dying.
and it's also not like a sad game the whole way through, so it was
Yeah.
very emotional to her. But it's for such a weird little like it's I don't know like $10.
Yeah, it's not like a brand, you know.
Yeah, the story's so simple. It's very well thought through. It's never like it's not a badly written autistic character.
Yeah.
Being like, I'm so weird and quirky.
Yeah.
I have a superpower because I'm autistic.
Yeah. No, it's
Um,
genuinely her being the way she talks is like in a genuine like, yes,
yeah,
I'm responding to you. And there isn't a moment of with her, I don't think there's a moment of cheesiness.
yeah.
She's so like, this is my and I love that bitch. Her friend
Isabel,
Isabel.
the other neurodivergent girl, that was a very important conversation
Mm-hmm.
for her to be like, I grew up and they basically taught me to behave normal as a
Yeah.
neurodivergent person, and I wish I could just be like River.
Yeah, where I can just like kind of strip off social norms completely, but like I can because that's what I do. But they had a conversation when the River was diagnosed with a illness and she's gonna die, and when they first found out, it's Isabel talking to
Johnny.
Johnny, and I remember River forgot the name Johnny. Um, they're talking, and he's like, "I'm gonna tell her that we can afford it, and I'm gonna just do it, and
And we're
like,
not going to build a house.
we're not gonna build a house." And she's like, "No, you can't do that." And he's like, "Well, no, I have to do it." And
Yeah.
she's like, "No, you cannot lie to her," because I feel like even she understood like this is the worst thing you can do to her.
Yeah.
Is lie to her because
Yeah.
that it's not gonna she's
But
not gonna
I think John,
understand
I
it.
think John understood too, but he was like, "Can I be selfish once?"
Yeah, can I just because I want to keep her, but it's a thing of being like you're not gonna though.
Yeah.
Like that's the worst thing you can do to her.
And there's the scene like before that, you see the scene of her going like, "When my treatment papers come, I won't sign
I
them.
won't sign them. Yeah, I want us to like because she was like, I know what our
I
finances are
want
like.
and I want her to look over Anya."
Yeah.
And it's the thing also the whole time you're like,
And him too being like, I understand that you love her, but this is pushing it to be like
yeah,
you're choosing a lighthouse over
yeah.
yourself. But
No, the whole time you're like, people are used to stories not really having an outcome.
Yeah.
So, like, oh, she just likes lighthouses. That's
Yeah.
her thing.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's whenever I watch a movie that's an anthology of stories.
Mhm.
Whenever they connect at the end, I'm always like, whoa.
No way, dude.
So you go like, oh, she just likes lighthouses.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then as you go back and back, it was like, oh, maybe it's because they got married by that lighthouse. But then at the end, and I didn't tell you this, she was like, I always thought stars were lighthouses from far away. And I was,
And then she goes on this whole storyline of like, and they can never
they
get
can
near
never
each
reach
other.
each other.
They can talk to each other. They can just see each other and be up there together. And it's such a like, oh my god, like. But the whole moon and rabbit thing is that they were talking about constellations, and they were like, do you ever make constellations out of stars? And he was like, no. And she was like, did you ever try to make one out of a rabbit?
To make a rabbit out
To
of
make a rabbit
stars.
out of stars. And it
And
was
so
so
it's like
funny because he went, well, okay, let's try it. 1, 2, 3. I got it. I see one. And it's
then it's like the moon is the belly of the rabbit.
yeah.
So they're like, what if they're like, meet you same time here, next time there's a carnival? She's like, what if we get lost? And he's like, well, we'll meet at the moon. So when you think like, and then you go back, and it's this old man who doesn't remember this part of his childhood.
And he doesn't know why, but he just wants to go to the moon.
His wife is dead, and the only thing he wants to do is go to the moon. So the only thing he wants to do is be with his wife again. It's depressing.
I know it. Like, it's not like, because he could have said, like, oh, I want to have more time with my wife.
Yeah.
That's not, because he was like, no, what I truly, truly want for some goddamn reason is to go to the moon. And so the thing is, once you get to that point, in order to have that make sense for him to go to the moon within his memories, you have to change things. So his brother cannot die, but if his brother doesn't die, he can't meet her.
I know, it's a thing. He can't meet her, because if he meets her, he doesn't need to go to the moon.
Yeah. So it's like being like, they will never get married, type thing. If they have to change history here. And the guy because there's two.
One of the doctors was just like, what
are you doing? Like, I know what we know that he wants to be with his wife. Like, we know what he wants better than he does. And she was like, no, but we have to do it. It's our job.
But the only way he can go to the moon is if he wants to meet her again.
Yeah, and we're under a contract, and this has to happen, And she goes and she does it, and
then throughout the game, you've seen this man's life.
Yeah.
And when she removes River, the song plays, Everything's All Right, with like every single thing changing.
Mm-hmm.
So they're no longer like getting married at the time they did. Yeah. They're no longer. But you see him having a childhood with his brother, with his twin brother.
Yeah.
And his brother becomes an author, and it's also all very like, it's commented on how cheesy it is.
Yeah.
Because they're like, we're just two people trying to make this work.
Yeah.
And then he like goes to, to the space station and everything. And Ava the whole time is like, I thought it would work. My favorite is so you go to like there's a window and you can see like the middle part of the space shuttle outside. They go, what a glorious space shuttle. You know what my favorite parts are? The bottom and the top. Especially now that they're being like made and you can see how they're being made. It would be such a shame if you couldn't see the bottom and the top. And when you see it, like, it's when it's made. So, like, this is the only time you can see it like this. How glorious.
It's just being like, fuck you, you'll never see it.
But then it's like, he's being like, I'm gonna go to that. And then River comes in.
Yeah,
and you're just
she's
like,
an astronaut too. Because she wants to be an astronaut because they watched the stars together. It's such a cute, and I love he was such a good husband.
Yeah,
truly.
He had realistic moments of like, it's hard to deal with somebody on the spectrum who is quote unquote hard to deal.
Exactly, because if they made him like a nothing matters, it's all about you, and I love you, and like no matter what. No, he had a very like, but in an
sometimes
earnest.
It's hard. It's hard to like.
Yeah, but never in
because
a
he doesn't know that she cares.
Yeah,
he has to have faith that she cares, and he's like, but it's hard to have faith day in day out, and it's probably like. I can imagine that the writer's spouse was autistic or something like that, because it feels very real. It never feels Sheldon-y, you know? It never feels the good doctor. I am a surgeon! I am a surgeon! I am a surgeon!
They had a part in that show where he was like denying, being very Elon Musky about it, being like, "No, you are a female. You
Oh
were
yeah, yeah,
born with
yeah.
female
And then
parts,
and then
which
and
makes
then
you a female."
and then he asks like a billion questions, being like
Yeah,
to get their side of the story.
mhm. Like too
He's
bad,
a
man.
surgeon.
He is a surgeon.
Um, but
Manala loves that show, and it's so funny. I, a psychologist, like sure,
sure,
sure, Jan.
I prefer Doctor House.
Mhm.
But then they invite the doctor who's taking care of him and the woman who took care of their house, of him like while he was
Yeah,
dying and everything, and they got to see him go like into the moon, and then his brother is like, "That's my brother up there," and that's the thing, like it's very heartwarming to see him have a
yeah,
life with his brother, and he also gets to have his wife as well, and as they're like flying into the air, they're like you see that his life ended in a similar way. He
yeah,
got to have his happy ending with his wife. He got to be happy with his wife without her like trying to remind him that they met
yeah,
in a different way. And they go up as the like rocket is flying up, they look like River looks back and she sees Anya, the lighthouse,
yeah.
looking back, and then we're both
We're
crying.
dying.
We're both crying, and then like it's the music, and the music is like tin tin tin
Dun,
tin,
dun.
and then you
And
hear
then
it
it
like more
kind of
electronic,
shakes.
like,
But
and
the
then it's
thing
like,
was, like the space shuttle thing shook a bit, and they got scared. He got scared. Well, they both got scared, but she pulled out her hand, and then he took her hand, and as they looked at each other, it just went. Bing.
ooh, and you were
Like
just like,
that's the moment he died. Like, oh my god,
and you were just like, fuck this shit. Like,
take this away from me. Go home. I never want to see you again. Like,
it's we're teary
oh,
eyed again. It's I like when I was a kid, I was like such a good story, and I still am.
yeah,
But now I'm much appreciative of like how they portrayed an autistic character,
yeah,
and the story is just it holds up without because I like there's a lot of things that we watch as kids
yeah.
that
That
we
you're like,
think is the most important thing of all
mhm.
time. Like I feel like a lot of people who watched American Horror Story growing up, they were like,
Oh my
"This
god,
is serious,"
like
and that's what
guys,
this was a really big one for me, where it's like, "This is Shakespearean,"
yeah,
and I'm like, "There's no like metaphors or hidden messages," but as a story, it's
yeah,
so well crafted. It's so like I said, the main two characters are so comedic. And even there's moments where it's like we're crying, and then he says something, we're just like, "Ah, you." It's never like sadness, sadness.
yeah,
We're not sad
yeah,
anymore. It's like it takes us moments to be like, yeah, this is cheesy,
yeah.
but you're still,
You're in it. I know it's done perfectly, and I love their little banter because they all like the doctors are like they hate each other, but they love each other.
yeah.
It's
The
cute.
Dr. Watts is very like silly,
Yeah,
and Ava's
silly
just like, can you calm down?
guy.
Can you calm your tits? And she's also the smarter one. Like there was a bunk bed in his room, and then Watts was just like, there were twins.
Yeah.
And all other plot twist is like you see like his mom calls Johnny Joey.
Oh, um, so at their wedding, when you're like, so as I said, you're going backwards, right? So you get to the wedding before you get to the childhood. You're at their wedding, and then his mom goes like, "Oh, Joey," like whatever, and then
I'm so proud of Joey,
Joey,
and he's like, oh, she calls me by my grandpa's name.
no, by my uncle, like she calls me by my uncle's name.
No, I think it's grandpa's, because then they do like a thing of Watts also says like, what's with people and their connections with
Uh-huh.
grandpas, and then she goes like, you talk about your grandpa all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, but it's when like he's being like, "Oh, she calls me by my grandpa's name," and then he's like, "Well, why don't we know about it?" And
Yeah,
he's like, "I don't like it when she calls me that.
yeah,
I don't
and
want you guys to call me Joey." And then
and then
cut to finding out that,
she also gives him an Animorphs book for his wedding
Mhm.
as a
Yeah,
present, and he's like, I guess I loved it as a kid.
yeah,
You
it's like,
know, he's
well, you
never like
never
I
read it.
yeah, he's just like, I guess I loved it.
Yeah. Oh,
And also I River loving the Emperor's New Clothes, where it's like everyone's going along with this narrative, and
uh-huh.
there's one person who
Yeah.
doesn't see the narrative and doesn't go along with
Yeah.
it, so I can imagine that it's like important for her
Yeah.
in that way as well. But it's also such a that was one of my favorite scenes, because like it's like, which animal was this guy in Animorphs? And then you can go to like River, and she goes like, this guy was this. You could have just Googled it. It's like you could just because
Could
it's a
just
real life
yeah.
thing. You could have Googled it. PewDiePie did it, and then he approached her and she was like, "You could have just Googled it." And I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know the music was great. I just found out that the music was like the music and the design and the story was by the same guy, Kangao,
Yeah.
and just what an impact of a story! Like, just I love a straightforward story.
Yeah.
It's very like to the point. There's no like, it makes you think. It's like
No, this is what
every
it is, and
single
it's
and
so
every
important.
single thing had a meaning. Like
Yeah.
the roadkill at the beginning had a
Yeah.
meaning. The rabbits had a meaning. The fact that she loves the lighthouse had a meaning. Everything.
Yeah, everything tied together like perfectly too. Like nothing felt out of place.
Yeah, and nothing
To
felt
be
like
like, okay, now you're pushing it. Like,
nothing was like your interpretation.
yeah,
No, it's you can think about like what the company is like, and because it's a weird thing. Like somebody like you didn't live it,
yeah,
but you had the swish, and you. But he didn't get the best of it. He
Yeah.
got his brother, and
Yeah.
he met River, and now he lived a happy life,
yeah.
and they grew old together. And because they were both astronauts,
They had money,
yeah, they had money, so like they could
so
build a
wasn't it
house.
like yeah?
And he wrote a song for her
And
for
also
River.
like, because at the end you see like a little montage of like what the life was that he led, and then like at the end where what's her name?
Isabel
No, the
River.
caretaker.
Oh, fucking Lily. Was it
Lily.
Lily?
Yeah, where like so when they kept going back to that same spot to be
Yeah.
like, did anything change? Did is it the
Yeah.
same like the first one, the first memory?
Yeah.
Where Lily was, that's where
Yeah,
she was,
River
where
comes
River
up.
was instead of Lily. It's interesting.
It's very pretty, and it's he a lot of things like it's some of those moments just we were silent for 3 minutes, and then you go like, oh, because of this, because at the beginning, I mean, at the end of his life, at the normal life that he lived,
Yeah.
he wrote a song for River, and it was called For River. And she goes like, how cliche.
Yeah, forever, how cliche.
And then they go back, and he wrote the song again,
Same
but
song, but he named it to the moon.
And she goes, I like that name.
To feel like it's not cliche. It's so perfect. Like just little.
And even
little
like it's his brain, so it's his knowledge.
yeah,
What could have been better?
Yeah.
So like whatever you think, it's done by his
yeah.
thought, his imagination, his what could have happened. And I don't know. I'm really glad I made you play this game.
Me too.
I think there's
Actually, no, I'm not.
sequels.
Fuck you.
I think there's like I think there were supposed to be 2 sequels. I think one was made, and I think the third one is not released yet or something. But I really got to replay it to see what it's like. I think
Yeah.
it's I think somebody like wants to see their friend or something. I remember playing it as a like later adult and shit. I was like, this game is so short, and I was like, oh, the old ones too. It was just very slow.
Jesus. Weird.
But no, it's. I think it's why I love indie games right now, because indie games are very like that, a shorter narrative that's more like compact, and it's more of a passion project.
Yeah.
Because like when you make a big game, you kind of have to have it appeal to a lot of people. So it's a lot of stories that like, like you will like this stoic father being like
Yeah.
being a father to his son. It's very like a lot of people will get it
Yeah.
and follow that story along, but indie people are just like, let's make my own thing. I don't give
Yeah.
a shit.
Great.
Gris is another great one, but Gris is we gotta like one night play Gris entirely, but that's like in the I want it on the big screen and
Yeah.
everything. And because Gris is just metaphors.
Yeah.
Gris is color theory. Gris is this girl going through grief,
Yeah.
and it's dude. I remember I didn't it's the thing of like sometimes you don't know how to express what it means, what the
Yeah.
metaphor is, but you felt it.
Yeah.
And that's much more important.
Yeah.
Because I played Gris the first time, and I remember the ending happened, and I just went like, and I just like I don't get why I had that reaction.
Yeah.
I have not thought of what the story here is,
Yeah.
but it hit me
Yeah.
through no words. I love nonverbal storytelling. I
Oh.
love there's no words, there's no nothing. It's just you connecting to this, and it was so beautiful. And we gotta play that once.
Yeah.
But hey, your first video game that you
Yeah.
beginning, middle, then ended.
Virginity.
But no, there's it's the form of storytelling. But I don't think this game is an example of being like, this is why video games are the most important form of
Yeah.
storytelling. Because this could have been like a book,
Yeah,
movie,
that's what I'm.
show,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't have changed the impact if
Yeah.
it wasn't a game. Unlike, Zelda or Zelda
Zelda.
or Gris for
Yeah.
me. I remember when my professor was like, "Explain the plot of Gris," and I'm like, "How?
It's so.
How do I explain abstract storytelling to you, old fart?"
No, no, not.
But yeah, I love it. The one video game genre that I can't stand
Yeah.
is, I mean, aside from like tactical war shooters and shit like that, but I cannot do horror, which is weird because I'm a big horror movie guy. But my thing is, when you control the character, you're way more scared.
Yeah.
And
Few now.
my thing with video games, even
Somebody. Somebody.
even if it's a very scary movie, I'm like, I'll finish this movie. I'm in the comfort of my own home. With video games, I'm like, eventually I will save and exit.
Yeah.
So why not just do it now when I feel uncomfortable and horrendous? There's I don't know. Me and Amra are gonna play a lot of games together now because we have the same console, and I gave Anis a Switch, so now like I have my circle of people that I play games with. Amra does it as a full blown job.
I love
Amra
it.
is like
In it.
finished my shift
Mhm.
in playing my
Clocked out.
video game. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And she was that girly of like, there's that picture of Carrie with a cigarette on her laptop. It was like
Sims.
me playing Sims 4. Mother of the Week.
Okay. Oh,
You know yours.
I'll do Mark.
Yeah.
I love Mark.
But tell the story.
I'll tell the story. Oh, I have two stories. First, so Thursday, right? There's a new guy that started working with us, Eldin. He that same day he got his PC, right? Never talked to Mark. Mark is a guy who works in the US, in the Midwest, in Michigan, right? Never talked to this man, nothing. He kind of runs the safety management of like he talks to drivers when there's an accident, yada yada, whatever. He calls us and because I like a guy got into an accident and I was kind of handling the case, I forgot to leave a note on the driver that it happened and but we're talking about it and I'm explaining to him like we're playing the video that I pulled and all these things. So the thing is, our guy was going like 60 miles per hour. The limit was 70 miles per hour. Sure. As soon as one guy, the other truck went to like kind of merge into his lane to cut him off, our guy starts going 70 miles per hour. It's still the speed limit, but he is accelerating so that he wouldn't let the other guy pass. Now Mark is like, okay, pause the video. Now pause the video. And he goes, why do you think he's doing that? Without a beat. By the way, again, not a other word was spoken. Eldin goes,
He's my mother of the Week.
this man just turns his mic on and goes, because his ego was hurt. Radio silence after that. What happened to hello? I was like, shut the fuck up.
I thought that. No, I
And
don't.
Mark
Why,
just
why
goes-
did you think shut the fuck up? That was so insightful and the correct answer.
Like you're not doing a book report. Finding a moment here.
I think he knew the answer and he said it.
And then Mark just goes, because he's an idiot. And then, okay, that I thought was the best. And the point of this is like, Mark is the only person in that whole company who can, like, tell me shit. Because he never goes with it from a, I'm your boss and I'll tell you kind
Yeah.
of way. From an ego standpoint of view, if you will.
If you were this person.
Yeah. But he'll genuinely be like, okay, so here's what happened, and like, yeah, just make sure that's not, and being like, okay, now let's go over this together, and like, let's see what, because he's also not being like, oh, you're not gonna tell me, because I was like, at some point of the video, he thought the hit happened in a different place, and I was like, no, it happens later when he goes like, oh yeah, well, see, like,
Yeah.
he's going with that anyway. And then on Friday, yesterday, it was so cute. So we got another safety person working with us now, and she's also there in America, Denise, and she's doing all the things, and she's getting introduced to everything. Anyway, so they call me. So Mark calls me, and I answer, and they're like, okay, so safety score was impacted by this, but we can't find the video where it happened. He wasn't wearing a seatbelt. And I went and I searched for it and I was like, I can't find it either, but maybe it's in the dismissed file. So I go to dismiss and like, oh, when you go there. And so I'm explaining everything to them, whatever. But I'm talking to Denise the whole time because she's like, oh, she was like, oh, it shouldn't affect their score if it's dismissed. I'm like, I know that's the way it was before. I don't know if something got plucked or whatever. So we're talking, and then he just goes like, all right, and then he takes the phone back. He's like, okay, all right, I'll talk to you later, kiddo. Oh my god, I love you so much. I'm a big person when it comes to any kind of talking down at me or anything like that. I hate it. It
Oh,
makes
you
my
hate a
blood
kiddo.
boil.
You had
But
when I'm watching
when
Sex in the City and Big keeps calling her kiddo.
kill yourself.
Kid. He calls her kid.
No, hate it.
I
Old man does it.
Haris calls me kid.
Hate it. At any point, if an old man does it, like if a really like grandpa-ish type person calls me kid, I'm like, I love you.
No, because there's a thing of
It's
like if
emotional.
you are like kind of a parental figure to
Yeah.
me. I mean, not fully parental, but like you are like
Yeah, you have the age to
yeah,
call me kiddo,
and you
and
have the parental like
it's cute.
you're my
It's not
work,
demeaning me. It's
yeah.
being like sweet with it, and I love it. And
Like
I'm
even
gonna miss him.
if I was friends with somebody that age,
Yeah,
then no.
yeah,
But like if you are my like superior or
yeah.
something,
And you'd go like, "All right, talk to you later, kiddo." And it's not, it wasn't like a you child thing. All
yeah.
right, talk to you later, kiddo. And it's such like,
No, I get exactly what you mean. Because I have male partners who are older than that, and the only and if he called me kiddo,
oh, kill yourself. Yeah.
like affectionately, I'd be like, either call me son, nothing at all.
But yeah, I'm gonna miss him a lot. He's leaving in September, I think. He's gonna stop working. He's
Oh, you're
retiring.
gonna sleep a lot through September. Then
Mm-hmm.
somebody should wake you up with
Somebody.
it.
Yeah,
I hate myself for making those jokes
I know, me
because
too.
I'm also being like, you shouldn't make those jokes because this emotional song about his dad dying.
Like, well, haha, funny.
1st of October. Wait, somebody wake up Billy Joel Osmond. I should get into Green Day.
Okay.
I should have. I think I should have gone.
Yeah, you should have.
I should
It's
have
too
gone.
late for you.
I think it's late now.
Mhm.
But like, do you have the time to listen to me whine? I I don't know. They're fun. What Green Day song did I like? I liked Wake Me Up in September.
Me too. I
Still
like
do
that
to
one.
this day.
That's fine.
And
There's
Boulevard of
of
Broken
Broken Dreams.
Dreams.
That's it.
Yeah. Basket Case too. That's the do you have the
Yeah.
time to American Idiot.
Yeah, but I don't care for that one.
You don't want to be an American Idiot?
No.
You want to be an American Idiot?
I am an American.
My mother, or should I say, father
Mother.
of the week. Even no, because this character is not a mother. He's not mothering. He's fathering. It's
Uh-huh.
Kratos from the God of
Yeah.
War. Because I didn't do it last time because I was still playing the game and I wanted to finish the game.
Yep.
I love his character. I love the way he was written and like not cheap. And he doesn't go from like I'm a stoic father to like ooh.
Yeah.
There's this like side quest that you can do, and depending on when you play it in the game, like if you do the side quest like really early on,
Mm-hmm.
you won't get this dialogue option. But if you play it later, when they start being more buddy with each other. Okay, so there's this one scene before that in the actual story where he enters like a portal, whatever, like a white thing, and he hears his wife because the whole game is that Atreus' mom has died, so Kratos' wife, and they need to bring her ashes to the highest peak of the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And then they found out that the highest, like first they go to the highest peak, but then they found out that the highest peak in all of the lands is in the Giants' Kingdom, whatever. So he goes and he hears his wife, and he hears Atreus going like, he doesn't care about me. He doesn't, he didn't even want me, shit like that. And he exits, and Atreus is Atreus pulls him out of the thing, and he goes like, "Boy, I was only gone for a minute." And then he sees like corpses all around that Atreus killed. And it's like, "No, you were gone a very, very long time." And he's confused, but he still like is very. And then later, when they were talking about something like they've gotten a bit more softer to each other, he goes like, "If there's any consolation, I thought I was gone for. It felt like only moments had passed." And he goes like, "It is."
Yeah.
And there's never like a. It never turns into like, let me tell you, let me apologize to you, my son. Like it's never. And then in that mission, they're rowing, and because when you row more, you can interact with everybody on the boat. It's fun, and they're retrieving the spirit of some guy who was who stabbed his dad in the back. And he was like, oh, I mean, stabbing your own father in the back? I mean, I get mad at you. And he goes like, do you?
Mhm.
And then Atreus goes like, well, yes, but I would never stab you in the back. And then they keep rolling. And then like minutes later, he goes like, when? What? And he's like, when do you get mad at me? And he's like, it's just sometimes when you do things like this. And he's like, in future, tell me.
Yeah.
And it's so like
That's it, yeah.
there's never like he never is less of a stoic character, but
Yeah.
he is a better dad through and through, and that's
Yeah.
very hard to write.
Yeah.
To not make somebody just end up being like, and I'm Homer Simpson now, you know.
Yeah.
So I applaud. And by the way, the voice actor of Atreus, his son, Sonny Sulic.
Slay. Good.
His dad is like Bosnian and
Yeah.
his mom's Russian.
Sonny.
I just wonder if, but it's like it's like sunny, like
Yeah, Sonny.
sunny outside.
Sulic.
Sulic. So, and in the game, it's like SULLJI
Sure.
like
Yeah.
the. And I was all like,
Brava.
that's my boy. That's my boy.
Serbia mentioned.
But yeah, no, it's weird because it's Sulic is very Bosnian.
Yeah.
You always see like a Dragojevic.
Yeah.
You always see like a Serbian or a Croatian name
Uh-huh.
if it's somebody from here, and then you go like, cool, but
Yeah, it's not my peeps.
good for you, neighbor.
Yeah.
But here's like, Sulic!
My man.
He's a few letters away from being a Suljanovic, which is what I will be for a few more years until I change it to my mom's last name. And like, people who add me on PlayStation, they go like, "Why is your last name Catch?" And I'm like, "Because it's gonna be."
It's good. I'm way ahead of it. I don't want to do it later.
Yeah. Anyways, how much time? I think it's 1 hour and a half. Good.
Leave.
Bye.